Welcome back, everybody. Today, some big stuff happened when it comes to Michigan basketball. Not now. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. But early this morning, DeVante Jones committed to Michigan from Coastal Carolina. That is big news. Really big news. Sorry. Having issues. My dog, unfortunately, is being a bit annoying. But yeah, DeVante Jones. This guy, Michigan's been active in the transfer portal in Juwan Howard's tenure, and this season has been no different. We went after a couple of guards earlier, didn't get any of them, but DeVante Jones narrowed his list down to Michigan, and the video is paused. God, sorry, that's a tough start to the video, but yeah, DeVante Jones has lowered his list down to Michigan, Texas, Texas Tech, and Memphis, and he went with Michigan after discussion with Juwan Howard, the coaching staff. He talked to Mike Smith, who, just like DeVante, is a transfer from a lower tier conference, and he also spoke to his family and friends. So goes with Michigan over Texas Tech, Texas, and Memphis. That shows good things for Juwan because those are three high quality programs, and Michigan got who they wanted there. Now, DeVante Jones at Coastal Carolina was the Sun Belt Player of the Year. As you can see on his highlights, he was a menace. This guy has great athleticism, great defensive skill, averaged 3 steals a game, which was third in the nation last season, 20 points a game, and 3 assists and 7 rebounds. So what you would like to see a little higher for him is assists because he will probably start at point guard next year for Michigan if I hadn't mentioned that yet. He was the point guard at Coastal Carolina, can play both the 1 and the 2, but at Michigan, especially because the point guard has been a position of question since Mike Smith graduated or declared for the draft, I should say. DeVante Smith fills that need really nicely. I've seen him in transfer portal rankings in the top 10, top 15. Definitely a high-quality transfer. Those stats speak for themselves. Let's get those exact stats for you guys. 48% field goal percentage overall. Pretty decent. Mid 30s in terms of 3-point shooting, which I think could improve with time, with effort and with practice, just as Mike Smith shot over 50% last season or something crazy like that. This guy has good shooting touch, as you can see, because the free throw percentages are all in the mid 80s through his 3 years at Coastal Carolina. He considered entering his name into the draft. He actually did, but he didn't hire an agent, which meant that he was able to take it out and declare from commit to Michigan, transferring from Coastal Carolina. So DeVante Jones, that's a massive get for Juwan Howard because that fills the probably biggest position need at Michigan basketball. Point guard was definitely the most needed position, maybe just ahead of small forward. But I do think he will start next year at point guard over Zeb Jackson and over Frankie Collins, just because of experience. He's a 3-year college player at this point. Started all 3 years at Coastal Carolina, made a pretty big impact all 3 years actually, and winning a Player of the Year in any conference is impressive. And to get that level of player as a transfer at the position of need is just awesome for Juwan, and I think it should boost Michigan into the top 5 or top 10 of almost all preseason rankings. I've seen Michigan as low as like 17 because obviously a lot of talent left the program. Isaiah Livers, Franz Wagner, and company. But still, returning Hunter Dickinson, returning Eli Brooks, and having the number 1 overall recruiting class in the country, now add DeVante Jones onto that. This is a pretty scary team next year, I think. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a big Michigan fan. I believe it. Look, Eli Brooks is on the thumbnail as well because I had made a video since he returned to Michigan, but the fact that he came back, the fact that we just got this transfer, really boosts his team for next season. Because even without those two coming, even without getting those two players, this was still a top 25 team with two elite guards back on the team. The position of weakness is filled. That will allow Frankie Collins. It allows Zeb Jackson to not have as much pressure on their backs, and hopefully DeVante Jones can fill some of the scoring punch left by Mike Smith, and as well as the assisting ability, because that is his weakness. The assists didn't come as often as they could have. He only averaged 3 a game in his career, which is not ideal. Although in the 2019-2020 season, he did average 5.7. So hopefully that's more accurate when it comes to his passing ability, playmaking ability. He did say in an interview after declaring for Michigan that he was a pass-first player. He will have to be a pass-first player at the next level because this isn't the Sun Belt anymore. This isn't your 16-seed league where you got Appalachian State clawing in and getting obliterated in the first round. This is the Big Ten. We're in the Big Ten. No children allowed. DeVante Smith, he's not super big. He's 6'1" and 190, but 6'1", 200. Actually, no, I take that back. He's a pretty pit bullish point guard. 6'1", 200. He should be able to hold his own even though he's not super tall. But then again, Michigan point guards never are. So I'm thrilled, honestly, to get this guy pretty late in the transfer portal process. Not insanely late, but a lot's gone on since the portal opened up and since people have put their names in. Franz Wagner still hasn't declared for the draft as well. If by some chance he still hasn't declared with it in 2 or 3 weeks' time, I might make a video on that just to gauge if he's possibly coming back. But for now, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. Thanks for watching. And Michigan, DeVante Jones. If I've said DeVante Smith at all, let me know in the comments because that guy's been on my mind since the NFL draft happened a couple days ago. But DeVante Jones, everybody, you should be excited because this guy's going to be the real deal next season. I'm signing off now. Peace.